3 John 1:7-10, KJV, faithful service versus Diotrephes' pride. 7. Because that for his name's sake they went forth, taking nothing of the Gentiles. 8. We therefore ought to receive such that we might be fellow helpers to the truth. I wrote unto the church. But Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not. 10. Wherefore, if I come, I will remember his deeds which he doeth, prating against us with malicious words. And not content therewith, neither doth he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and casteth them out of the church. Historical context in the early church. In the early church, missionaries traveled to share the gospel without financial support from Gentile communities. This avoided the appearance of greed, much like Paul's example in 1 Thessalonians 2:9. Instead, they relied on fellow believers to provide hospitality and resources. Verse 8 calls believers to support such workers, making them fellow helpers to the truth. Then comes a sharp contrast. Diotrephes, whose name may suggest pagan roots, is remembered not for faith but for pride. He refused to welcome apostolic messengers, slandered John, rejected accountability, and even excommunicated those who helped others. His error was not doctrine but ego, a desire to control the church rather than serve it. Spiritual message for today. 1. Support for gospel workers, verses 7-8. Those who minister for Christ should be supported with generosity and love. The church should neither idolize wealth nor be stingy, but trust God to provide through his people. See also 1 Corinthians 9:14 and Galatians 6:6. 2. Beware the spirit of Diotrephes, verses 9-10. Diotrephes represents a common threat to church health today, leaders who crave preeminence. True leaders do not seek power but service, as Jesus taught in Mark 10:42-45. Pride breaks fellowship while humility builds it. 3. Proper church discipline. Diotrephes misused his authority to punish those who obeyed God. Biblical discipline is meant to correct sin, not silence those who disagree with leadership. See 1 Corinthians 5:13 for contrast. This short letter gives us two examples. First, the faithful servants who quietly advance the gospel. Second, Diotrephes, who blocked the work of God out of selfish ambition. Sadly, this is not just ancient history. Many churches still struggle with prideful leadership and a lack of support for true ministry. Let each of us ask, are we fellow helpers to the truth, or are we resisting accountability? Jesus said, "He that is greatest among you shall be your servant." Matthew 23:11. May we follow that path.